Okay, welcome everybody. Dan Brown here. I'm seeing a lot of faces. Good to see everybody. For those of you who've not yet turned on your cameras, please do so. We got about half and half right now. So excellent. Good to see everybody. Tracy, good to see you. Good. Hey, Cheryl, good to see you. Good. Catalina, fantastic. Welcome. First one. Good. Melissa, fantastic. Ooh, Dr. Ungerleader, good to see you, my friend. Good. Hey, Dr. Abernathy, good to see you. All right. Julie, I see you. You're sideways. I'll take it. PJ, welcome. Great. Dr. Albright, I see somebody there. Can't
I'm
see
her
if that's Dr.
assistant.
Albright. Okay. Okay, good. Welcome. Aisha, good to see you back. Great. All right. Hey, Ryan, welcome. New Blumberg Digital staff member. Fantastic. Melissa, great. Gotcha. Everybody else, go ahead and activate those videos. We're about to get started. All right, checking out the chat. Okay, best way to use social media, Facebook and Instagram. Great. Good. Understood, Mac. Appreciate that. All right. Effectiveness of mailers, i.e. postcards, and choosing areas. Great. Okay. Anything else? Understood, Dr. Anna Samova. Great that you're here. Understand no camera on that. No problem. Great. Any other questions before we get started? We got some great stuff that we're going to take up today. Replying to reviews. Fantastic. I'm going to actually take this one up right now. So one of the questions that just came up is replying to reviews. So for those of you who attended the New Patient Workshop, and if you haven't done that in a while, I'm going to encourage you to do so. The New Patient Workshop for everybody here, that's free at this point, okay? And it's done via Zoom every 2 weeks via Zoom. Now it's live. So it's very interactive. We have limited seats because it's interactive. We don't want 60 offices there. We try to keep it to around 15, sometimes 20 offices, and then we cap it. So we do it every 2 weeks. You can go to www.newpatients.net. So it's newpatients.net, and you'll see the schedule, but it's every 2 weeks. It is a Friday and a Saturday. Even if you went to that 8 months ago, that workshop is different than it is today because marketing changes so fast. Now, the basic foundation elemental aspects of the New Patient Workshop, you're still going to see there. The framework is still pretty much the same. The content and how we go about it is drastically different than 8 months ago, 2 years ago. So I'm going to encourage everybody to catch up and stay up to date on the New Patient Workshop. Again, it's Friday, 9:30 Eastern to 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern to 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, it takes a challenge. Some of you, most of you are probably closed Friday, and I know most all of you are closed on Saturdays. Good to predict and just set that up for your new patient coordinator type, office manager, anybody involved in PR marketing. It's just a great workshop. So as we cover in the New Patient Workshop, all negative reviews must be answered. And that means every single one, even if it's 7 years old and that person is long since gone. If you took over the office and you're the new owner of the office a year ago, and these are reviews from 5 years ago, they still must be answered. We show you how to do it in that workshop. We also cover it in DDS Success in the marketing course. So you can go there. We have a number of videos about that. I'm going to tell you this, however. What has changed with Google is answering positive reviews. In the past, I used to say, listen, if you're going to answer positive reviews, you got to do so. But you got to do so with everybody. And I've showed you the system on how to get 10 to 15 reviews every single week. That could be a bit of a challenge to answer all these reviews. Today with Google, it's vital that you answer every single review. Why? Google says, okay, that business is interacting with its customer base. In your case, it's patient base. That business is interacting with its customer base. Therefore, it's alive. It's it's viable. It's actually taking care to scratch the itch of a customer service need. So answering every single review is vital today. So thumbs up if you all understand that point. That's my system. I see you all down here. Thumbs up if you understand that. Thank you. If you don't have a thumb in the air, I don't know that your audio is working. Okay, good. Thank you. You even got some emoji thumbs up from some of you guys, and that's fantastic. Those that don't have video. Good. So yes, Catalina, great question. Answer every single review that comes in. Now, Catalina, you're on the new platform. It's just getting started. So you are going to be able to manage that from the reviews dashboard. And we even come with pre-populated answers for kind of the difficult ones to answer. We don't want you to answer just with the pre-populated kind of scripted answers every single time, because it's going to kind of look robotic. But you can use one of those answers and then put your little twist on the end or on the front, or change it up slightly. But that dashboard makes it easy to just knock out 15, 20 answers in about a minute. It's that fast. So we've tried to make this a little bit easier for y'all. We understand it is a bit of a chore, but it's a very important chore. So that's a great question. Posting treatments online. Now, Mac, posting treatments online. I don't know your exact question, but I think I understand what you're asking. If you're going to post before and after cases for marketing purposes, first of all, that can be done for the United States. Anybody here from Canada? Raise your hand. You're here from Canada. Raise your hand. You're here from Canada. Good, Catalina. Good. Okay. In Canada, you know better than I do. In Canada, marketing is very restricted. So we don't say before and after cases or your smile gallery. What we say instead is case studies. Case studies. Got that, Catalina? Case studies. And case studies are totally acceptable for Canada. Is it the same thing? It is, but it doesn't have the marketing twist that Canada has a bit of a problem with. So everybody else, before and after photos, absolutely. Patient testimonials, absolutely. You want the before and after result, and you want the testimonial, possibly the reveal video, when the person lifts the mirror for the very first time and they get that shocking surprise. You want to catch that. You must have a HIPAA release for marketing purposes. This is a different HIPAA release than your normal HIPAA release when you do your new onboarding paperwork for your new patient. This is a HIPAA release for marketing purposes. So keep your eye on that one. And if you need it, you just email me. For everybody here, my email is danb@mgeonline.com. Dan B as in Brown, Dan B @mgeonline.com. If you need that HIPAA release, we have a sample one that we'll give you. Even for you, Catalina, you don't have HIPAA up in Canada. That said, you do have a regulatory requirement for patient protection laws, and you can use that and submit that for your local consultant up there for patient privacy protection, or to an attorney. Everybody here, get your HIPAA release side checked. Don't just use ours without looking at it. Thumbs up if you understand that. Very important. Our HIPAA release was done by a company called Planet HIPAA. I think we spent about $10,000 to have this try to be uniformly acceptable by every state in the United States. That said, these things change all the time, and you got to make sure that you are compliant to your local state authorities, and these things are changing. So just run it by your attorney, even if you get mine. Great question on that one. Hopefully that covered it. Did good. And we had effectiveness of mailers. Cheryl, I want to talk to you about that probably individually, Cheryl, because we might be ready to add that as a channel. And we might want to look at other channels. I'm all about every form of marketing that exists. Every form of marketing, I'm all about it. That said, there is a time and a place for every channel. And you want to pick a channel, you want to dial that channel in, make sure it's working, paying for itself first. Now, doubling whatever you're spending on it, you're spending $3,000 on a channel or $4,000 on a channel for an AdWords campaign or a postcard. You want to make double immediate return on that. Then you want to make triple. That's called a 3x multiple. Then you want to get to a 5x multiple. Wow. Now you're making 5 times off of what you spent. And then you eventually want to go to what's called a 10x multiple. So what you spent on that channel, you're getting 10 times that. Now, for a lot of us, that 10x multiple, wake me up, right? It's kind of dreamy when it happens. But we at least want to break even and then get to a 3x multiple and then shoot for a 5x multiple. I'm talking quick. How's my speed? Speed's good. Slow it down, dude. You talk way too fast. Okay, good. Thank you for that. So Postcards, totally a viable campaign that you should look into, and I would, but we want to make sure that we've got some other channels kicking. A postcard can take 6 weeks before we can measure the effectiveness after it's mailed. So you have to design it, you have to print it, you have to post it, you have to mail it. Then after it's mailed, from that point, we measure its success 6 weeks later. Then we mail that same postcard 2 more times. So it's a total of 3 times. So we're actually measuring the success of that campaign 6 weeks after the 3rd mailing. Look at the amount of time that has gone by. You're not going to obviously mail that week after week. You're probably going to mail it month 1, month 2, month 3, and 6 weeks after month 3. So look at the amount of time that's gone by. It's a lot of time. We don't want to sit there and hope that that's our only channel that's working. So we want to have other channels that are kicking, because that postcard might not work. And if it doesn't work, we're going to change a couple of things. We're going to try again. And we're going to change a couple of things. We're going to try again. And if we've made a few changes and you've run the postcard past me and it looked good in all appearances, maybe you've surveyed your patients and it checks all the boxes, then we might just say, okay, good. For now, we're not going to really be entertaining a direct mail campaign, and we're going to find another channel. Does that make sense, Cheryl? Okay, good. Any other questions? These are great questions. We're not even into it. Any other questions? Good. So Mac, how many days after the first mailing? I think I've answered that one. So after the first mailing, 6 weeks, you're going to judge that. That's postcard 1. Then you're going to do postcard 2. That'll probably be a month later. So you're mailing postcard 2, the second round, before you can measure the full success of postcard 1, 6 weeks, right? So you're mailing 4 weeks after the first mailing. Then postcard 3, 4 weeks later. And after that, you cumulatively add up the result and say, how'd we do? My guess, and I always hear this, oh, my postcards didn't work. I only got like 5 patients. I only got 5 patients from that last mailing. Man, 5 patients. What did you make off that initially? Oh, well, we got a couple new patient specials off that, which are already kind of discounted. And we got one person who did Invisalign. Okay, great. So you got 5 new patient specials and you got 1 Invisalign case. That's not bad. That's not bad. Now the campaign might have cost you $8,000. Maybe you made $8,000, but you have acquired 8 new patients who, over the lifetime of your practice, if you successfully retain that patient, will spend on average study. This is an average study. These patients will spend on average $10,000 in the life of your practice. That's the average. Some will spend much more, and that's an average practice. That's not an MGE practice. So retaining that person beyond that initial visit, and I understand the initial visit, maybe you don't make a lot, maybe you don't retain them. Maybe they're a practice hopper and they just go practice to practice for a new patient special. It happens. But if you successfully retain the others, maybe you lose one as a practice hopper, but you retain the others, well, that's good. So I don't want you to just think with, what did we make initially? Does that make sense to everybody here? Thumbs up or kind of, or I'm totally lost in. Thumbs, I need to see thumbs. Great. Okay. Penny, thank you. Please, I love that you're responding and engaging, but I see you're driving. That scares me. Just okay. And okay, so this year postcards did not work for us. It worked previous years. Ugh. Wish I could say that that's the first time I ever heard that. Marketing is a changing landscape. Your public, their buttons, right? Like what impels them to move. Their buttons change all the time. Your marketing can grow dull over time. They're like, oh, okay, I got that message. They don't even look at the thing because it's the same message. So if a postcard's working, we don't change a thing. If a postcard's not working, well, then we're going to consider revising it. So if you're not getting, and that's with any marketing, if your Google ad isn't working, or if your social media is kind of like tipped over and we're not getting a bunch of engagement, we're going to change up. This is the key thing. And when I say change, it's not because of, oh, well, we didn't get that many likes. No. Do you have people coming in as a result of your social media shares? Do you have people coming in as a result of your testimonials? Do you have people coming in because of your reviews? Good. Well, then we're not going to change a thing. You could have one person complain about some of these subjects. Oh, I don't like the way you position things with your before and after photos. I think it's really, misleading. Okay, I'm really sorry you feel that way. Take them off of your mailing list and double your promotional budget. Like hit it twice as hard now. Like we don't build our policy on marketing around the squeaky wheels. We build our policy around results and effects created that have resulted in people coming in and going forward with treatment. So if the results, meaning your new patient log, shows that things are slowing down, well, it's time to investigate and possibly change. Had this happen last month, we had a client say, something's not working. I want to stop my Google ads. Cool, we'll stop your Google ads. So so I had a conversation with him and I said, great. So it's your Google ads and everything else is working. Oh, no, nothing's working. But I'm sorry, what? No, we had our highest ever new patients a month ago, but now this month it's totally quiet. So just shut off the Google ads. Well, okay, good. So the Google ads aren't working, but what about your referrals? Totally crashed. What about postcards? Totally crashed. Okay, well, it's not your Google ads that's wrong. Let's start. And then I started asking questions. Sure enough, there were some internal changes in the office. So you know what we did? We turned everything back on and then we fixed what was going on inside the office. I'm all over the place. Thumbs up if you're tracking. Okay, this is your crash course on marketing. You guys are asking questions. I'm answering them, and you guys know I can talk all day long. So how do you feel when you have a $100 daily budget and don't see a conversion each day you spend $100 with Google? What a great question. $100 daily budget, and I'm assuming that's on either Facebook ads or Google ads or Yelp or something. So you're going to be making sure that your budget is aligned to the times that you're open. So your budget is active when your hours are operational. You're not advertising on days that you're not open. You're not advertising on hours that you're not opening. So say you're open 5 days a week, you got a $500 a week budget. That equates to be about a $2,200, $2,300 budget monthly. Too low budget. Your budget's too low. Bump your budget up to $200 a day. Bite down. It's painful. I know. You're like, oh, wait, I'm telling you $100 and I'm not getting the result. You're telling me to double my budget? Yep. Double your budget. Go to $200 a day. $200 a day. You better see some results within a month or so. Realize sometimes it takes that. So, but yeah, the cost of everything, for everybody sitting here waiting for things to come down in cost, don't hold your breath. You will turn blue and fall over. Prices are not going down on anything anytime soon. I'm sorry to say that. So advertising is one of those things. It's gotten more expensive. Has anybody gone shopping for a car, a washing machine, a TV, groceries recently and noticed the prices? How many of you are a little bit shocked with how much stuff costs in comparison to 2 years ago, 3 years ago? How many of you, right? Shocking to me. I'm buying the same products. We equip our clients with microphones and tripods and stuff. And even these things are 30% more than they were 2 years ago. It's not going down. Prices aren't going down. And that is the case with Google ads. So bite down. What we want to make sure is when that phone call comes in, your team knows how to deal with it. And this, of all things, is where we are seeing at Blumberg Digital, where the rubber is not hitting the road. How do you handle that phone call of the person who's calling in, that's a shopper, that's calling in for a free second opinion, it's calling in for that free implant consultation? And I have just done an interview yesterday. Are Beth and Kathleen here? Beth and Kathleen, are you guys here from Salvatore Dental? I got so many people are here. More than I could put on one screen, so I can't see everybody here. But if you're here, pipe up in the chat. I did an hour video interview with Beth and Kathleen from Salvatore Dental, who last month, called me and said, hey, Dan, we want to do a little bit of an analysis of our affluence condition because in the last 5 days, we've closed over $300,000 in treatment. I want to let that sink in for a second. 5 days, $300,000 in treatment closed in 5 days. Okay, this is a practice that came to MGE initially doing $35,000 a month with 3 dentists, both Vera Salvatore, Richard Salvatore Jr., and Richard Salvatore Sr. Now it's Dr. Rich Salvatore Jr. and Dr. Vera Salvatore, an associate, and their amazing, awesome power program trained executives, Kathleen and Beth, as well as some other staff that they've trained. And these two are doing all the handling of the leads. And what I recorded, I can only tell you this. We're going to give some very special people a glimpse of that 1 hour interview. I could tell you after 1 hour of spending with those two, I'm like, this is gold. This is gold. So send me an email if you want to be on the special invite list to see that special showing, which is not going to be a recording that's available. I'm going to show it as a one-time showing to mostly our Implant Funnel clients. They can actually have more than just one-time seeing. But if you want to be invited, send me an email, danb@mgeonline.com, and say, I want to see the Salvatore Dental, how they handle leads. Oh my gosh, these guys, how they deal with objections over the phone, how they deal with objections when the person walks in the office, how they deal with a patient who wants some implants and stuff and then sees a $54,000 price tag and nearly has a heart attack. How they take that person and smooth that person over and get that person interested in going forward with treatment. Oh, just art. It was beautiful. So my point in all this is make sure that you are putting as much attention on handling the incoming phone calls and caring for that lead, because how much did you spend on that? You know, I got this question here, Ricardo. You know, what do you think is a good daily budget for Facebook? Same $200? Well, I would try it out. You know, maybe you and I should talk a little bit or talk to one of our team members, make sure we can help you a little bit on that. But yeah, I would go to $200. But I can tell you this, one of our clients is spending $30,000 a month on marketing. Oh, raise your hand if that makes you throw up in your own mouth. $30,000 a month on marketing. If that makes you just kind of, you know, heave a little bit in your own mouth. Yeah. I asked him in a seminar last week and I said, great, but Dr. K, what are you making off that $30,000 a month? He said 300,000. And he started his scratch practice 2 years ago, right when COVID hit, the shutdown. He opened his practice and the government shut down everything. And I was telling him then, you got to scratch practice, my friend. We got to spend. And I said, just listen. And he took instruction, but we have worked with him intensively. And I said, now you're spending $30,000 a month to get you 300,000. You happy with that? He says, yeah, I'll write that check every day of the week. How many of you feel if $30,000 in marketing to get you 300,000, you would do that? Raise your hand. Yeah. Some of you are like, that's a lot. Okay. I understand. Okay, good. Any other questions before we get on with the presentation proper? I think I've covered them all. Good, we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna share my screen. All right, so we are in episode 13. We did not do one for May because we had a massive owners conference, which was awesome. So who I am, Dan Brown, I'm the co-owner of Blumberg Digital. Started it with Jeremy Blumberg. We started this back in 2019. I have been a consultant for 32 years, 24 different countries, over 100 different fields, not just dentistry, specializing in sales, marketing, and executive training. And I am the senior service consultant at MGE Management Experts. That's who I am. Client success, I told you about these two rock stars. That's Kathleen on the right. That's Beth on the left. These are the two managers of Salvatore Dental that actually do the majority of the closing. that happens at Salvatore Dental, and they've got the practice up to about every month over 400,000, but some months we're seeing 600,000 a month. I don't know what we're going to see this month. It's just off the charts. Well done to them. Good job, team. Some other shout outs besides Salvatore Dental. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Calvo and Abelos in Las Vegas. These two did our digital reactivation program. These are pretty standard results that we get on that program, the digital reactivation, where we're reactivating patients you haven't seen in a long time. It's equivalent to hiring 2 staff members that you do not have, maybe even 3 staff members. And we email and we text them using artificial intelligence to make a very personalized conversation, but we get them interested in coming back when you haven't seen them for 8 months or more. These guys got a 10x return on investment, ROI, return on investment, and 43 patients back in that hadn't been in for a long time in just 1 month. Well done to those guys. We had another similar result with Dr. Banu, and that's Fozzie and team. Well done to them. Another 10x return on investment. They just knocked it out of the park. Well done to them. And Dr. Matheson and team, they got a 12x return on investment in just 3 weeks. We've continued their digital reactivation campaign, and it has just been phenomenal. I can't wait to update you next month with what that number is going to be, but it's a lot more than 12x, tell you that much. Again, if you take a look at the members of these teams, these are teams that know how to take that response. So digital reactivation will get you somebody saying, okay, yes, I'm so interested. Boy, you're right. It's been so long since I've been in there. Thank you for reminding me. I was just thinking about you. I'd like to set an appointment. Now, I want you to hold up on your fingers how many hours should go by before you respond to that response. Show me on your fingers, how many hours should you let? Ooh, great answer, Catalina. Ooh, great answer, Cheryl. Great answer, Augustina, of course. Yep, good. So if I saw this is what I saw. I saw 0. That's correct, 0 hours. Good, so how many minutes do you think should go by before you respond to somebody who said, yes, I'm interested in coming in? Good. 2. Cheryl, 0 still. I love it. Yeah, listen, 2 minutes, right? Catalina, a lot of people are holding up 2 fingers. 2 minutes. You want to get that person, they've like, oh gosh, this is a 3rd message I've received from ABC Family Dentistry, and they keep reminding me, and this last one, they just told me that people with healthy teeth and gums, they live longer. I really need to get in there. It's so true. Okay, yes. I'm going to respond. Yes, I'd like to come in. Boy, you better get on that right now. Now, 2 minutes. Some people can do 2 minutes. Well, the person that's handling these leads might be handling a patient, might be on a phone call. So, okay, let's push it to 5 minutes. Maybe you're with a patient. Let's push it to 15 minutes, but realize the fall off, the drop off is now at a geometric proportion now. It's a logarithmic proportion where the fall off is going to be pretty extreme, from 5 minutes to 30 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours, 2 hours to 5 hours. The next day, your chance of getting that person to re-engage, if you can't get to it that day, like say they responded on a Sunday and you're having a picnic with your family, okay, I understand that. Some of us here would still be, okay, excuse me, guys, hold that bologna sandwich 1 second. Good for you. But I understand we all can't do that. And I won't do that sometimes. So if it's the next day, it's the next day. And re-engage. But get ready. When there's a reach that comes in, you jump on it right now. Thumbs up if you understand. I understand thumbs up if you can't necessarily do it. Thumbs up if you, okay, good, great, excellent. Okay, can you tell us about your digital reactivation program and what is the cost? Okay, good. Yes, I can. Digital reactivation costs about $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month. So that's $1,500 a month for the Blumberg Digital service, where we set up your campaign, get your database work out the campaign, authorize the wording of the campaign, get the text messages going out, the emails going out. Yeah, if you can't make $2,000 out of that, kill that campaign like right away. What do we generally see? Now you make $6,000 from that 2,000. You make 12 grand from that 2,000. You make 43,000 from that 2,000. We had Salvatore Dental. They're like really active on their normal reactivation, and they made last month $22,000 from one patient off that. So great question. Reach out to Alex at blumbergdigital.com. Alex, just put your email in the chat, or Amy. Alex or Amy. Amy is kind of the person who's, she can answer all the questions and talk to you. She's the one who's signing up all these people and talks with these people and gets their success. So put both those emails in the chat. Great. So shout out to those clients. Well, we have a bunch of others. The Implant Funnel that we've launched. I know a lot of you are on the waiting list for the Implant Funnel. Breathe, USA, it's coming. We are dialing it in for the existing clients that are doing the Implant Funnel. And wow, we're getting some pretty spectacular results. So we'll have some more results on that, and we'll be releasing that broadly, hopefully by next month. But lots of other great successes for everybody here that I'm not mentioning. Well done for what you've done. Good. I am going to bring this up. I'm about to take up a subject with you today, which is super powerful. I'm going to take it up in far more detail. I'm going to let you know we're going to have the majority of the Blumberg Digital Delivery team and representative team at MGE for the Advanced Marketing Seminar. Why? The Advanced Marketing Seminar is being put on by MGE August 24 to 26 in our St. Petersburg office here in Florida, and in California, September 28 through September 30. It is 2.5 days, 2.5 full days of learning some like down and dirty social media stuff. How do you film testimonials? How do you edit testimonials with an app that's absolutely free on your phone, and have that same testimonial edited the same day it happened and posted on all social media channels in about 30 minutes. Raise your hand if you'd like to learn how to do that. 30 minutes, filming a testimonial, adding the before and after photos, and posting it to all social media channels in about 30 minutes, right? So that's what we're going to show you. This is going to be spectacular. There are 3 office spots left in California. Listen to what I just said. 3 office spots available left in California. I think there are 5 seats left in Florida at the discounted price. Now, I'm not the salesperson for MGE, but I'm going to tell you this. The sales price, it's normally $8,000 to MGE. It's $5,000. 3 people left for California, 5 people left at that price for Florida. Bring your team. You can bring yourself and 2 other people. It's going to be very interactive, long, fun days. Bring your computer. We're going to have power strips set up. You're going to learn how to do all the aspects of marketing, everything from start to finish. I highly encourage you to do that. If you're interested right now, type in the chat, I'd like more data. I'd like more data. Just type that in the chat. If you wouldn't mind, Michelle, anybody who wants more data, please write their names down. You see that, Michelle? Just okay, good. And we're going to get them more data. This is spectacular. I'm telling you, the value for money is phenomenal. And what we're going to do, we're in there, sleeves rolled up with you for 3 days. And we're going to have lots of laughs. I doubt there's going to be much sweat, maybe a tear or 2, but it's mostly just fun. Marketing has to be fun. Okay, it has to be fun. So we're going to make it fun, but sometimes I know it's a grind for you. You're trying to get a social media message out to 5 different channels, and this one just stopped, and this one you're having a problem with, and you can't remember the access for that one, and you tried to do a testimonial video, and the patient burped in the middle of it, and you want to edit out the burp, but you don't know how. I get it. Okay, we're going to show you all that. Okay, and make it real easy. So we'll get you data on that. Remember, Limited seats left, very limited seats left. So with that said, let's see if I've got any other questions that came in. Good. Yes, and the QR code is on the screen. You can go there, reserve your spot. Great. So now listen, we're going to talk about a few things. I'm going to cover this. Biggest problem that we found from our offices, and this remains to be the case, lack of time. And secondarily, I don't know what to do next in marketing. Raise your hand if you have pain points on either or both of these points. Raise your hand. You either have a lack of time to do the ample amount of marketing and or you don't know what to do next. Okay, so we're going to get into that. You must be willing to dedicate at least 30 minutes per week towards marketing. Please raise your hand if you can dedicate 30 minutes per week towards marketing. Please raise your hands. Okay. Dr. Michael, do I get you for 30 minutes? Can I get you for 30 minutes? Okay, good. Just making sure. Great. You must explore video. And I know this is a soft point for a lot of people here. I'm going to walk you through it right now. I'm going to highly suggest that once you have video, that you actually use that video for social media and we leverage that video on social media. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. And then we're going to leverage your existing patients and your community. That's why we just bring up, that's why all of you pretty much one for one, when you get started with Blumberg Digital, we say, let's get a digital reactivation program going. That's your existing patients. It is your lowest hanging fruit. They already know you. Pretty much they love you. They know that they should be in the practice more often and they're not, and they feel bad about it, but you are going to help them with that. That's your existing patient base. So I want you to look at the screen. Lack of time, lacking knowing what to do next. You got to have 30 minutes a week. I want you to think about video. I'm going to show you some stuff, some cool stuff on that. Highly suggest leveraging what we get on video for social media. And I want you to think with the lowest hanging fruit, it's leveraging your existing patients and any community stuff you're involved in. Now, I get questions on this. Dan, what do you mean by leveraging your community? How many of you have a life outside of your dental practice? You got a life outside of your dental practice. Okay, and I know some people are not raising their hands, and respect, and I understand that. And I really do. If you're an owner here, you're like, what's life? Like, I need name tags on my own children. Like, I barely see my own kids. I get it. But we're gonna get on the other side of that. You just stick with MGE, get through your power program. From a marketing perspective, we're gonna help you, okay? But for those of you that, you get on a bike once a week and you go out with a bike club, or your daughter is in dance class, or your son is in soccer class, a soccer club or whatever. These are existing groups. And I want you to go there and I want you to find out what's needed and wanted from these groups. Don't ask them, hey, do you need a dentist for this group? Of course they need a dentist, but don't go in like that. That's just tacky. It's a bit weird. I want you to go and say, so, hey, listen, my boy goes to soccer club here. And, I see that sometimes attendance and, some of these kids come in a little bit late. How about we do this? We're going to do awards, best attitude, on time, and they're listening. So if they got a smile on their face, they're on time, and they're listening and taking instruction, we're going to have a vote system. And every time a child is like that, we're going to say, great, check for that day. And at the end of the month, those that have the best attitude here, not the best soccer player, right? Because they're all 6 years old. That's an unfair thing. But, as long as they have these things, we're going to give them a prize. We're going to give them a new soccer ball and new soccer shoes. That's going to be sponsored from Smile Fresh Dentistry. Wow, would you do that? Yeah, absolutely. And we'll make a big thing if we could just put it on our Facebook, because we want to sponsor, kids that are really involved, doing well, putting in an effort, good attitude. I'd love that. Great. Go down to your cycle club. Hey guys, I want to put us all in jerseys. Wouldn't we look great if we were all in great jerseys? I'll put a little branding on it, but let's get these things designed. What do you guys think? And, I'll buy a breakfast, once a month, just, I can run it through the business and stuff. I just really appreciate you guys and, let me part of the team and stuff like that. pretty soon, some of these guys are gonna go, yeah, I really appreciate what you're doing. You're not coming here pitching your services, but you know, you're a cool person. I really appreciate that. Where's your practice? That's gonna happen. Leverage your community. Thumbs up if you're tracking this. I'm not gonna take up every possible example. Thumbs up if you're tracking this. Okay, I want you to, these are people you know. I want you to just be a good person to these groups that you currently know and they know you. So that's what I mean by leveraging your patients, digital reactivation, manual reactivation, you know, featuring your patients on social media, talking them up. And I want you to think about that. Talk about your patients. Talk about your patients. Okay, good. Next point. Video. I'm going to give you some stats here. I've gone through these stats before, but read the screen. 78% of people watch online videos every week, and 55% view online videos every day. In fact, that 54% of consumers want to see more video content this year. Another amazing statistic, 72% of consumers said they would rather learn about a product or service by way of video. In fact, 84% of people say they'd been convinced to buy a product or service by watching a brand's video or a review about a product or service. Raise your hand if that's you. You know, you're looking at buying something and you went online to look at video reviews or something like that. Yeah, we're all like that. We're all like that. Viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it in a video compared to 10% when reading it in the text. That's where we are. That's where we are. For some of us with gray hair, you remember when we were reading things, right? We didn't have YouTube, right? Okay. I'm not saying those days are gone, but gear up, be available on video. So what kind of videos are we talking about? Patient testimonials. Raise your hand if you've done patient testimonials. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you've done patient testimonials. Good. Yeah, Donald, great to see you, man. I know you guys have, and you've done great ones. Patient reveal videos. That's where somebody sees their new smile for the first time. They lift the mirror, you're rolling with the video, and they go, oh my God, it's amazing. Oh God. Right. We want to capture that emotion. We want to capture that reaction. Social media content, office culture content, office tour, doctor interviews, dental tips, and truly anything else. Anything else. Pull out your cameras right now and take a picture of that page. Pull out your cameras right now and take a picture of the screen. I want you to do it. Take a picture of the screen. Because this is your checklist, okay? Now, what are you going to need for this? You will need a camera. If you're doing something that's got cosmetic value, before and after photos, you might need an animated logo for your outro or intro to professionalize things, and you're going to need about 10 minutes. You will need a HIPAA waiver for marketing, or Catalina, you know, a waiver for patient privacy protection for Canada. That's what you need. That's it. Okay. What camera are we going to use? Are we going to get the new Nikon? Are we going to invest in, like, I've got some pretty nice Sony Alpha cameras right now. I've got 3 of them in my studio here at home. You know, I got about $40,000 worth of studio equipment here. I could do all sorts of stuff. Do you need that? You don't. You don't. I'm business to business. You're business to consumer, right? And consumers like the organic value of just kind of homegrown. So what camera are you going to use? Put it in the chat. What camera are you going to use? Are you going to get the $20,000 Nikon lens combination with super duper flash? Right. Thank you. Thank you. iPhone, right? Hey, Melissa Garza, more data, please. Gotcha. All right. Michelle, note that Melissa Garza wants more data on the seminar. Right. Your iPhone or whatever is most convenient. I would definitely say phones. Have a practice iPhone or a practice Android. Either, you know, if you have the phone that you bought in the last 5 years, it's HD, high definition. Many of them are 4K. Do not shoot in 4K. Too big a file. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? 4K is too much, too big. Just HD, normal HD, high definition. Perfect. Amazing. Audio's amazing. So I want to show you an example of what we did. And I want to show you how easy this is, because where you're going to tie this in, think about this. Patients ask you questions all the time. They ask you questions all the time. They ask, hey, you know, do dental fillings, you know, do they ever come out? How long do they last? Is it going to hurt? Can you match it to my tooth? How do you get a filling in between two teeth? How does that work? And what do you have to do for that? And these are questions, believe it or not. Well, Blumberg Digital has done massive research to search for the most commonly asked questions online. The most commonly asked questions online. We've done a massive research project to find out what are the exact words that people search when searching for dental phrases. And we've created interview scripts around these. And for those of you who are on our marketing platform, we've provided you with that book or the online version where you can just download the script and somebody asks that question and you answer that question. Well, guess what? Even if you aren't on the platform, everybody here today, if you email Amy at BlumbergDigital.com, please put that in the chat, Amy at BlumbergDigital.com. Even if you're not a platform subscriber, we're going to give you 2 scripts. We're going to give you 2 scripts because we want you to just try this. These are interview scripts where you're going to just have somebody ask you these questions, and doctor or hygienist or office manager, as long as it's not like doctor clinical, but you could answer these questions. You're just going to answer the questions, like whatever comes out of you naturally when a patient asks you these questions. And at the end of it, you're going to end up with about 2,000 words. And those 2,000 words are going to be indexed by Google because YouTube automatically transcribes things. If you're on the platform, we transcribe the whole thing and put it into beautiful text and put it on your website with the video on your website. Okay. But now you're going to be ranking for these highly searched terms. You got to be there. You got to be there. I want you to just think like this. If I'm going to come to you, I don't know, think about whatever you buy that might be $1,000 or more. $1,000 or more, you got my attention. I'm not an impulse buyer. If it's over $1,000, if it's over $500, I'm not an impulse. If it's over I'm cheap, huh? Really, over $200, I'm doing some homework. How many of you are like me? You know, a little bit more like that. I'm doing some research. Right. Good. So you're hitting your patients up for $800 treatment plans, $1,500 treatment plans, $8,000 treatment plans, $32,000 treatment plans. They're going to do some homework on you. You better be there with answers to their question. Maybe they're really excited about going forward with treatment. Oh my gosh, I just got to go home and got to go over this with my better half. Great. You're going to send them home with a couple video links. And their better half is going to not only get the answers to the commonly asked questions on the topic that you're talking to this patient about, but they're going to meet you without ever having been in the practice. They're going to say, wow, this person seems to know what they're talking about. Wow, I never knew that. Gosh, maybe I should go in. Do you think I could get veneers too? Because she was just saying if my teeth are uneven, they got these ridges at the bottom. I've hated that. I should go in there too. This is what's going to happen. So, thumbs up if you're tracking. Thumbs up if you're tracking. Good. I'm going to show you how simple this is. So we did a video of one of our clients on our platform, and it's Dr. Shevchenko. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I'm just going to show you how quickly it is to set up, because guess what we're all doing today? We're all going to get started with video today, like right now, after this video. So here we go. I'm going to put this on the screen. Great. Okay, so doctor, what we're going to be doing is we're going to do a few interview scripts.
Sure.
We're going to use your phone.
Okay.
And we're going to set your phone up. So the first thing I want you to do is go into airplane mode. For you, swipe down.
I'm already in.
You're already in.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to plug in this handy microphone kit,
Sure.
right, with the wireless.
Yep.
to get the best connection, what we like to do is take the case of your phone off.
Okay.
Sometimes the little connector doesn't actually reach in well. Good.
Okay.
So we're going to put this connector in. Goes right into the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you would mind opening your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Good. And then I'm going to take a microphone here.
Okay.
I'm going to put this right here. We want the microphone roughly 6 inches. Oh, sorry. Roughly 6 inches from your lips, 8 inches, something like that.
That's right.
And I'd like you to bring your hair over that if possible.
Yeah.
Good, just like that. Okay. I'm going to put this on just as the interviewer.
Mm-hmm.
Not really necessary, but I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Because what I'm asking you isn't going to be eventually on the final cut.
Sure.
It's just going to be your answers.
Okay.
So we're going to set the phone up on the tripod.
Okay.
I'm going to have you stand away from the wall, about 3 to 4 feet away from the wall.
Okay.
And you're going to be facing me exactly.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be checking the lighting just to make sure the lighting looks good.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go into video.
Okay.
And I'm going to do cinematic mode. Cinematic blurs the background. You've got that on your phone.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you right in the center. Good. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to test the audio.
Sure.
So go ahead and state your name and the name of your practice.
Okay. My name is Dr. Harpinder Shevchenko, and my practice is Smiles by the Sea Family Dentistry.
Fantastic. Go ahead and state your name and the name of your practice.
Okay. My name is Dr. Harpinder Shevchenko, and my practice is Smiles by the Sea Family Dentistry.
Fantastic. Perfect.
Yep.
Now, from a lighting perspective, that light is coming down and it's casting interesting shadows. So we're going to back up about 2 feet. Beautiful. Just like that. I'm going to come forward. Now, I'm going to be asking questions.
Sure.
When you talk, I want you to look, I'm kind of tall. I'm going to kind of try and squat down.
Okay.
You're welcome to talk to me, but otherwise you're going to be looking over the camera. It's going to look a little funny.
Yes.
So try it as much as you can, talk into the camera. I'm going to ask these questions.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is I want you to first pretend I'm a patient.
Okay.
This is what you would say to any patient.
Sure.
And I want you to be very expansive in your answer. We're not trying to go for brevity, short things. We're actually really trying to be explanatory to that individual because we're looking for a bunch of words here.
Sure. Got it.
Okay?
Yep.
I'm also going to ask the question, and what I want you to do, I want you to incorporate the question in your answer.
Got it.
So if I say, what is your name?
I'm going to say my name is.
Instead of just Harpinder. Okay,
Yeah.
you got it. Great. Good. So here we go.
Okay.
Doctor, what should I consider when choosing a dentist?
What one should consider when choosing a dentist is obviously a lot of people nowadays, is this so close to my house where I can go for my appointments very easily? Is this doctor if you're looking for a doctor who is you're planning to bring your whole family, then you're looking, is the doctor a family doctor? And also, what kind of services you are looking for, do they provide those services?
Beautiful. Now, before I acknowledged you, I gave you a little bit of space so the editor can cut.
Yes.
And that's why a little bit of a delay. So if I don't acknowledge you right away, that's why we're going to let the editor cut.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. Doctor, how do I find an expert in cosmetic dentistry in your city?
So in my city, to find an expert in cosmetic dentistry, I would recommend, look up the dentist's name, do a Google search, look, you're going to find their website, you can go through their reviews, look on their website, like what kind of services are they offering? Do they have something exactly you're looking for? Like, for example, if you're looking for like I1 veneers, so see if they have any services listed on their website. Do they have any patient photos? Normally the doctors would have photos on their gallery, like a photo gallery on their website. They may also have photos on their Google My Business page. So when you look up and you Google that, you might be seeing that. So those are some of the areas. And also one other area could be you may be able to find like a YouTube channel where they have videos or video testimonials for patients. So those are some of the areas where you can look for that.
Perfect. Good. In this next one, I want you to mention your city because we want to rank for your city.
Okay.
So your city would be?
Hampton.
Hampton.
Hampshire,
Good. So Doctor, next question. How do I find an expert in restorative dentistry in Hampton?
So to find an expert in restorative dentistry in Hampton, you want to look up the restorative dentist, put in the Google.
Okay, are you all getting the idea of how easy this is? Yes, kind of. I hate this. Okay, everybody turn on your screens right now. I need everybody's video on. This is very important. Everybody turn on your videos. I know some of you don't have it. Now, here is the point. You think these are like basic answers, almost kind of ridiculous questions. These are the most searched questions on Google. Literally, the questions I'm asking right here are based on the most popular searches. So now then what comes out of Dr. Shevchenko's mouth is natural. And I want you to see this. Did you see she's using her hands? She's talking. Not everything is perfect. Occasionally might stumble or repeat a word. Well, guess what? That's okay, because that's natural. How many of you have stumbled in your everyday talking to another person? Raise your hand if you've ever stumbled in your everyday talking to another person. Right. We're not trying to be Aspen Dental here, right? These are not staged actors with, paid talent. This is not that. And guess what? Your patients don't want that. They want real people. So we're going to put that on. And then what we do, if you're on our platform, I'm going to show you, it looks like this. Once we complete that, we take this is on Dr. Appel. So we take the video and we will take your video, we will transcribe it. And now guess what? You are ranking for a massive article because we take the video, we transcribe it and put it into Google friendly format. And like, this is Dr. Appel. Just
Hello,
have a listen.
my name is Dr. Daniel Appel at Daniel Appel DDS in Oroville, California. We have had a number of questions about dental examinations, or as they're known, checkups. So we are going to try and answer some of those questions for you today. The first question is, why do I need a dental examination? Why is it important? So our oral health has been very strongly correlated to overall systemic health. Poor oral health has been linked to over 120 of the major systemic health conditions that we battle on a regular basis. Examples of that would be heart disease, liver disease, kidney disease, diabetes, asthma, Alzheimer's, cancers. So it's very clear that if we want to have a long and healthy life, we need to do everything we can to keep our oral health as excellent as possible. This becomes important because changes can occur in our gum tissue, in our tooth structure, in the supporting bone.
Okay, question for the doctors. How many of you agree with what Doctor is saying? Dr. Appel here. How many of you agree that that's all valid, what he just said? Good. How many of you could answer those same questions? Raise your hand. Good. Do it. Be there for your patients on video. What you're going to do is you're going to be ranking for these things. It's so easy. And guess what? Your patients, like, how did he do? I think he did phenomenal. He's, kind of waving. He's just being very natural. I get to meet him. I get to meet Dr. Shevchenko. I get to say she's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. He's pretty knowledgeable. Neither of them are arrogant, condescending, scary. They're approachable. They're pleasant, knowledgeable. Do you see? Listen, I have people coming to MGE. Some of you know, your staff have kind of like, hey, Dan, my staff would like to get a photo with you. They don't know if it's okay to ask you. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm a dental consultant treating me like, I'm some, host of a show or something. But listen, that's kind of the power. You are going to have patients coming in and say, do I actually get to see the doctor I saw in the video? It's going to happen. I know it sounds kind of corny and that's not why you're doing it, but it's going to happen. People, you will find, we've had people show up at MGE that have watched every single video on our YouTube channel. That's 350 videos. I can't tell you how many hours of content come in. They know all of our names. Thank you. Oh yeah, you talked about this point. Could you tell me? I don't remember talking about that, but yeah, I'm sure I did. It's fascinating. So get ready for what happens as a result. But now you're also going to be ranking for Google. So before we get started in our drilling, because we're about to drill this, you're going to be doing this right now. Before we get started, do you have any questions for me? Bring them up in the chat or raise your hand or pipe up. Any questions about video, how to do it, how do we set up the camera, anything, because we're about to, I'm going to jumpstart you right now. I'm about to put a script on the screen and you are going to answer it as if I'm asking you these questions. And you're going to record yourself doing it. And when you play back the recording, you're going to look absolutely idiotic to yourself. You're going to sound ridiculous. And that's just the nature of video. And you yourself are going to get over it. We have a couple of people at MGE that have even said, you know, you would be shocked if you knew who these people are. They don't want to ever see their video. They'll be on video. Please just don't ever make me watch my own video, because everybody hates seeing themselves. So any questions that you have before we get started on our little practical? This is happening. You're about to do this. You're about to record yourself. Any questions? Question that came up: what is the best way to research some of the most asked questions in your area? Donald, you know, we spent literally months researching this at Blumberg Digital for our platform release. You might even be on the platform. I don't know, but we already did it for the platform. So, you know, that's what I would do. Otherwise there's, you know, 3 months of, you know, a marketing team researching this. Good question. Anybody else here? Anybody else? Any other questions? Okay. Here we go. We're about to do it. First thing, for those of you who have it, you'll have a little tripod for your phone, okay? And if you're a platform client, we've kind of given it out to you. Let me go to camera 2 here so y'all can see me. Just a little tripod here, holds the phone. You're going to take the phone, and this time you're going to go into selfie mode. So, you know, it's facing you. You're going to put it on the tripod, and you're just going to make yourself center. Okay. And you're going to have this thing a little bit away from you, so it's not right up close, and you can put yourself in the center. And then you're going to go into airplane mode. Make sure you're in airplane mode, because if you get a phone call during this, not only does it stop the recording, but your recording might be lost forever. It's very, very upsetting. So what I want you to do is if you don't have a tripod, I want you to hold the phone at your full arm's distance. So everybody show me that you're doing that. You're holding the phone, your full arms. You're not going to have to do this for long, but hold your phone all the way away from your face, okay? As far as you can get, and you're holding it this way, not this way. Everybody hold it this way. We call that landscape, okay? Everybody hold it landscape. That's portrait. We're not doing portrait. We're doing it this way, okay? Good. I'm going to put a script on the screen. You're going to answer the questions. Even if you're not the doctor, you're going to answer this. You're going to press record, and you're going to answer the question as if you've just been asked this question. I'll bump start it. Go into airplane mode. Go into video. Get ready to record. And we're going to do it. You're going to feel stupid. You're going to feel stupid. But I'm going to burn you through it, because we all had to go through this, okay? We all had to go through this. So here we go. No exceptions here. Nobody gets out of this one. Here are the questions. Okay, so you're not a doctor, but some of you, but I want you to just answer it as if you are. So not as if you were a doctor, but just answer it from the position you're in. What should I consider when choosing a dentist? So that's the question. Everybody press record. Hold the phone up in such a fashion that it is level with your face. It is not down. It is not down. I'm going to see if I can show you. And rock and roll. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to answer that question fully. Go. Okay, who did that? Raise your hand. You did that. Good. So, Dr. Unger Leader, open up your microphone, please, sir.
Okay.
Good. So, doctor, tell me how that went.
That went, it was a little uncomfortable, but it went pretty well.
Okay.
I have
Good.
Dr.
I'm
Desai next
surprised.
to me. She was laughing at me, so that made it a little harder.
Listen, I want her to laugh and I want you guys to have fun. We got to be up. Here's the worst thing. Watch this. Hello, my name is Dan Brown. I am the co-owner of Blumberg Digital. I would like to talk to you today about marketing. Not very fun, and it's not me, right? You, doctor, and your associate, you're pretty fun people. You know, and your office is pretty fun. It's a pretty fun, upbeat, uptone group, right? Would you agree? Yes?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I want you to be that. And it's hard when you see the one-eyed monster, that camera. We go, right? So, but we just got to get through it. Okay. So we're going to do the next question here. Doctor, you're now going to video your associate. If anybody else is in the room with you, you guys are going to flip it about. And here's the thing. This is not the time to make fun of anybody. This is the time to be encouraging, right? It's scary to be on video. It's scary. So we're going to do the next question. The next question is, and it could be any varied version of this. How do I find an expert in cosmetic dentistry and in this case, you want to say your city name. So if I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, how would you find an expert in cosmetic dentistry in Birmingham, Alabama? And then the person would incorporate that question. Very important to incorporate the question in the answer because the question has the keyword phrase that's really popular on Google. That's a very popular search term. So to find an expert in cosmetic dentistry in Birmingham, Alabama, I would suggest to do the following. First, search for cosmetic dentists near me. Next thing, find some that have some good reviews, and reviews meaning not just a lot of them, but they're a good value. You don't want to find somebody who's 5 stars, but they've only gotten 3 reviews. You want to find somebody who's really been to, you know, they've got a lot of patients, they've serviced a lot of people. Like at our practice, we're up to about 450 reviews. We're 4.9 stars. You know, we're going for 5. You know, but I don't know, perfection doesn't exist yet. You know, that we found. But we do a pretty great job, and the team here is fantastic. Then you want to go into the Smile Gallery. I would suggest going into the Smile Gallery. First, find out, do they do cosmetic dentistry? Search their services page. If they do cosmetic dentistry, some people don't, we do. And then if they do, see if they have a Smile Gallery or a before and after gallery or a case study where it will show you examples of where they did like cosmetic veneers, or they did some what's called bonding, like some patchwork on a tooth, or they did whitening, or they did a full mouth restoration or rehabilitation, right? And these are some of the things that we put on ours just to show that these are the real results we get. So that would be one thing I would do. Another thing is see if they have any patient testimonials about those services specifically. So say you're looking for, do you guys see what I'm doing here? I'm just going. And this is what I want you, and I want you to just be very expansive about your answers. We are not going for brevity. We are not trying to make short answers here. We are trying to get very long answers because, and I ask you all this, when you're searching for a product or a review about a product or service, if it's too much data, you can speed up a YouTube video, right? You can double the speed, 1.5 times the speed. You can also fast forward it, okay? And what we do at Blumberg Digital is we're gonna take the whole article, the whole video, we're gonna transcribe it, and we're gonna put that in your website so that they can just go down to that and look for that. Your goal in this is to reach 2,000 to 2,500 words, which you will achieve if you talk for about 10 to 15 minutes. I want you to do 2 of these a week, ideally, but very minimally 1 a week. 1 a week, plus, you know, submitting it to us where you upload it to your YouTube channel and give us the notification that it's done, and then post a couple things on social media. That's 30 minutes a week. Everybody here can agree to 30 minutes a week. So, and people like Donald and some other new patient coordinators that we have here, Tracy, etc., you can do more than that, right? But very minimally this. So we're going to take the next question, and I want you to listen. When I hold the camera up, I want you all to hold the camera up right now in selfie mode, just like this. Go into selfie mode, just like this. And I want you to watch what happens. Go into selfie mode, look at yourself, hold your arm as far as you can, all right? Everybody do it. I'm looking at you. Do it, Dr. Abernathy. Get that phone out there. There you go. Now, I want you to, you're in selfie mode. Now, bring the camera close to your face and watch what happens. It's not nice, right? You get this like big head. Okay, now put it back out there. Put it back out there. Good. Now, I want you to lower the camera down like to your knees, looking up at you. And look down. It's not nice. You get a thing called under chin. It's really unsexy, okay? So bring that camera back up here, level with your eyes or your nose, okay? Now I want you to record the next question. Here's the next question. And I want you to talk and talk and talk. And I want you to just pretend that the camera is the patient in front of you and they're really concerned about that question. You know, like, how would I find an expert in cosmetic dentistry in your city, state? And I want you to answer it as if that is a patient. So everybody, press record. Over to you. You got 3 minutes. Go. Okay, wrap it up if you haven't. Wrap it up if you haven't. Now, who's going to be doing this? Everybody. Tracy, with a face like yours, you're definitely on video. And you don't need to be positioning yourself as the doctor. You're just going to answer some of these common questions. Totally cool. Donnie, same thing, man. You know, get out there, do it. You know, we know that Dr. Hill's pretty busy, right? But we're going to get Dr. Hill and we're going to get you, and we're just going to get a bunch of content. I want everybody thinking, I don't even care. Just so you know, I've got people who tell me this. Yeah, but Dan, you know, I don't look that good. And, you know, I need to lose some weight. And, you know, I don't have makeup on. You know what? Patient doesn't care. They're not, it's not for a beauty contest. You know, patient is there to get content, right? So you've got to remove all these ideas. I know when I look at myself in my video, I'm like, you know, I got some piece of hair sticking out at the back and I got this little like double chin coming in and, you know, my forehead's really shiny right now. Do you guys notice how shiny my forehead is? I look greasy, you know, but before I said that, I doubt you saw that. Now you saw it. Now I'm starting to get introverted. I shouldn't have said that. But anyways, you get the idea, right? People don't care about that. And most of you are quite magnetic. You know, you're nice people to talk to. The biggest thing I'm going to have to do is get you over being different on camera than you are in person. Being different on camera than you are in person. And how do we do that? Practice. Just like anything, practice, 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 more practice, right? I'm going to show you something right now. For those of you that have stuck with it, I know some of you had to go, but good for you for sticking around. I'm going to show you something. So Dr. Salvatore, I'm going to show you some of the early days of Salvatore Dental right now.
Can't go? Do this to clear out stuck poop fast. Fiber helps you poop,
Okay.
right? Nope.
That I didn't
According
expect.
to New York's top gut doctor.
I think I almost want to play
So
this ad.
Salvatore
That was a
Dental
good
actually
one.
started in 1934 with my grandfather in Schenectady. He started the practice on J Street and then moved to Union Street. And then after him, my aunt and my uncle and my father were all dentists. And my other aunt was a hygienist. They carried on the tradition. And then luckily, I was able to join the practice along with my wife, Dr. Vera. So we really, really love the fact that we've been established over 80 years in the area, that we honestly still have some patients from my grandfather's time. We actually call these patients our generation patients because they haven't seen any other provider than Dr. Salvatore of one generation.
Okay, so we can all see that he's not, if you know Dr. Salvatore now, I mean, you'll see his stuff. It's quite a bit different now. Let's see if I can get one on here. Let's see. I'll go to where a lot of his stuff is. Okay, so playlist. Look at him now.
If you have a missing tooth, there's two options to replace your tooth permanently. One would be to have a fixed bridge. A bridge is basically where we use the tooth in front and the tooth behind, and we whittle those down, we make them kind of smaller, and now we've got a bridge that cements onto those teeth. One of the reasons why that's not the best treatment is we're taking two usually perfectly good teeth before and after the missing tooth and making them smaller, and now we're kind of involving them to fix this problem. A better treatment would be for us to do a dental implant. A dental implant is basically a prosthetic tooth root. So we take a surgical grade titanium tooth root, we place it where the tooth is missing, and on top of that goes an abutment and a crown. Now you brush and floss normally, and most importantly, the tooth in the front and the back of the missing space are not touched.
Good. How many of you could see a difference between the earlier video and the most recent video? How many of you could see that? Raise your hand. Good. But guess what? Those earlier videos were fantastic. Fantastic. Because it got his message out there. We see a different Dr. Salvatore today, but that's because he's done a number of videos. So the solution? Do more videos. That's the solution. Good. Light up the chat with any questions. Great. Dr. Abernathy had to leave. Appreciate that. What's the best way to research some of the most? Okay, good. We talked about that. Any other questions? Like, this is a time, and we could go live. Like, I want to know what would keep you from doing this tomorrow, because I want you to start tomorrow. And here's your assignment. If you agree to start this week, we're going to send you a couple of these scripts for free. That's going to be just whether you're a platform client or not. And then we're going to look at them, and guess what? I'm going to do some coaching of you. You're going to send the videos to me or my staff, and we're going to go through it, and I'm going to give you some tips, some speaking tips. I'm going to do that for you, okay? I'm a qualified public speaker trainer, right? So I can help you with this, but I really want your agreement to roll forward on this. So that's part of the deal. So who's got questions for me? Reservations, concerns, anything? Hands up.
There's one in the chat.
Okay,
Dan.
good.
Are you bringing in
Okay, there
patients?
is one.
Yeah. Are you bringing in patients for a separate time for testimonials? How do you set that up schedule-wise with patients?
Beautiful question. Beautiful question. I'm going to take that up, but I saw a hand go up. Is it Dana Hernandez? Unmute for me if you wouldn't mind. If you know how. Oh, she's just typed it. Okay, good. We're working on responding to our reviews. Would it help our rating if we went back to our first review and answered all our previous reviews? It won't help your rating. It'll help your engagement. So when people search for dentist near me, yes, it will. But do not go back and answer the positive reviews. If I left you a positive review 3 years ago, and now you're answering it, it looks a bit weird. Okay. So answer all positive reviews going forward, Dana. Does that make sense? Going forward. Great. Any negative reviews you must answer from the past. Okay. But going forward, positive reviews. So it won't help your rating necessarily, but you do our system, right? The reviews system. And I'll put that in the chat here so you guys can have that. This is the training that is quite awesome. I'm going to put that link in the chat so you guys have that. This is how to get 10 to 15 reviews every week, if not more. And if you're not doing that, you need to do this. I'm going to share this link, copy it in the chat. Click that, save that video for later. It's 20 minutes of gold. Do a lunch and learn with your team on this. Lunch and learn where you're like sponsoring lunch, doctor. You're paying for pizza and you're paying for the time over lunch. Okay, so everybody's there on a paid lunch, and you're going to do this video, and you're going to press pause, and you guys are going to drill it, and you're going to print off the scripts. You can get the scripts from me. I think there's somebody in the waiting room. Michelle, if you just let them in. So you're going to do the video, watch the video. You're going to print the scripts. on how to ask for reviews, and then you guys are going to twin up and drill it. So, you know, you learn how to do it. Then you put the game in exactly that. You'll be getting 10 to 15 reviews every single week, I guarantee. All right, so that's that. Then answer every one of those reviews. Now, the other question that came in, okay, so how do we ask patients to do a testimonial video? And do we have them come in for a separate appointment? Well, I'm going to show you something that I think is quite interesting. If you take a look at how Dr. Salvatore does it, he does it with the person right there in the office while they're in the chair. Could you ask that person to come in for a separate appointment? Certainly, you have your ambassadors of your practice. They will do that for you. You know these people. They love you. They love what you did for them. You actually love them too. Raise your hand if you have such patients. You know who I'm talking about. They're the greatest people that ever walked planet Earth, and you love it when they come through the doors. Good. Absolutely. Say, hey, you know, I got this annoying marketing guy. His name's Dan Brown. He's telling me we need to get video testimonials. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed to ask patients. Cringe, right? But he told me what to do, and it'd take us about 15 minutes. If you came in and did it, doctor said that, you know, we'd pay for you +1 to go have, you know, dinner over here just for the time and convenience, but just to kind of share your experience. The person will probably say, of course. Or they might say, oh, I don't know. I'm kind of embarrassed about that before photo. I'm not really good on video. I don't know if I want everybody seeing, you know, or hearing my story about how I was scared of a dentist. And you say this, everybody watch. Totally understood. If you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. I'm not going to make it weird. But I do want to say this. You had an interesting story. You were concerned about going to a dentist. You had some past bad experiences that were validly making you quite concerned. Let's even be frank, scared of the dentist. You had the courage to come trust us. You came in, you found out that the process was not only not as bad as you expected it might be, but was actually quite a good experience. Would that be accurate? Great. There are people out there who won't walk into the office like you did. 1 in 3 Americans don't go to the dentist. Did you hear that, Mrs. Smith? 1 in 3 Americans don't go to the dentist. They don't go to the dentist because they had a past bad experience. They're scared of needles. They're scared of drills. They think dentists are scary. They think it's unimportant or whatever. We want you to share your message because, yeah, I can talk all day long about how important dentistry is. It means that much to most people. When you say it, it means that much. And we want the power of your message to come through to these patients. So could you help us, help those people who are sitting on the fence about going in and seeing the dentist? Oh my gosh. Of course, now I get it. Thumbs up if you understand what I just covered. Thumbs up if you understand how I just couched that. Good. Now you might need some help with that. I'm going to help you with that. This is what I do full time. This is what the whole team here at Blumberg Digital, we're really, really good at what we do, just like you're really good at what you do. So we're not going to leave you alone on this, but I want you to get over any sort of ideas that this is difficult, because I want you to just kind of see what Salvatore Dental does right in the chair with these patients.
So this is our patient, Tom. We just finished his upper and lower implant bridges. So I'm gonna have him take a peek at his finals. I'm gonna hold that up and take a look. What do you think?
Wow. Night and day difference. So it was about a year ago, I came to Dr. Rich and the company here at Salvatore, and everybody took me in their little hands and basically guided me through in a very simple, controlled way. I always felt like when I went to the dentist's office, I never had agency, that I was basically being brought there and just, here, I'm going to give you a plan. Whereas here, they were asking first, what's your ideas? What do you need from us? I got a very good sense that I was in the right hands. Again, their gentle touch and ability to kind of guide me through my anxiety definitely helped. It put me in a position where I was able to take agency of my own mouth. Probably for the first time in my life, I felt like, oh,
I have a chance to come out of this on the other side. When I finally did come out on the other side today, I feel like a new man. Now, granted, every time I left here, I felt like a new man. But this is a definitive step in my next part of my life. You can say to yourself all you want that, yeah, I got tomorrow and there's always stuff to do, but you don't know what you got tomorrow, but you can take care of today. So this has definitely been a worthwhile experience. Everything about my verbalization, my vocalization has changed. I used to be a prolific singer when I was a little younger child. I've found myself singing more often in public because I don't have a fear of what are they going to look at me for? What are they going to see about my teeth? When I came in here, I had destroyed my gums, destroyed my teeth. Dr. Rich and the team put me back together. So that's the best thing I can say is I feel like a new man again. The first couple of times I took a bite with my prosthetics when they were the temporaries, where it was an adjustment because my mouth had been changing over a period of a decade to be worse and worse and worse. So I was always moving where I would chew, how I would chew. I would bite very sensitively, like around where literally I would try to fit stuff into my mouth differently so I would not hit a sensitive area. Since they've gotten me cleaned up and since I've gotten these prosthetics in, I feel like I can actually just eat anything. Now I haven't because of the diet restrictions.
Now you can.
But now I can.
Right.
And the beauty of it is that it kind of leaves you in that sense of, all right, I have made a step of improvement. We don't always get to say that about the things we do in our lives.
Right.
But I feel like today, I walk out of here, I finally am going to be on that next step of the next path. Well, I'm very happy with, again, the outcome. It's been a little arduous journey, and no one will ever tell you that, you know, this is not going to take some dedication, some commitment, some effort.
100%.
And life is going to throw you lemons sometimes. But quite honestly, I'll drink this lemonade every day of the week.
Awesome.
This is beautiful.
Right.
I had been through so many dentists who had led me down one path. I'll do this for you. I'll do this for you. They would listen to me, but they wouldn't hear me.
Yeah.
You were the first dentist that heard me.
Thank you.
I said, I need this. This is what I'm looking for. And you said, we have options for that. You didn't always say it was going to be easy or that it was going to work out great or just here, hand over your checkbook.
Right.
You guys sat down with me and said, this is the path. It's taken a while, but we've got it. And today I can't be happy.
Okay, powerful, huh? Thumbs up if you agree that was powerful. Yeah, you guys get these results every day. Oh, you don't see me. Here, let me bring my face back. Sorry. You get these results every day. He's got about 15 of these now. You might not get that result every day, but you do get great results where you change people's viewpoint about dentistry. So the product of today was to inspire you to consider to take the path of getting yourself documented on video, start grabbing these testimonials and get that video up. If you need help, we are here for you. I guarantee that this journey is going to have a couple trips, right? It's not going to go perfect from day one. So don't give up if it doesn't all fall in place at once, but we're here for you. So thumbs up if you're happy you came. Kind of. Dan, you suck. Okay, good. Only one you suck. No, I'm just kidding. You guys have been fun. I really appreciate you. If you need help with digital reactivation, if you got holes in your schedule, reach out to Amy at blumbergdigital.com. She will get you going on the reactivation program, and boy, you will not have holes in your schedule. If you need help with getting a website and getting on the platform that we've got launched, answering reviews, doing social media posts all at one stroke, getting video, etc., reach out to Amy. If you need any help from me personally, send me an email, danb@mgeonline.com. And so happy that you came and happy to help you. And we look forward to seeing you in the next webinar.